What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Civic restoration video. I wanted to do a quick intro for this video because the footage I have is a little fragmented and it actually took place over the last 3 weeks. It's been an incredible amount of work preparing the underside of the car as well as the engine bay and wheel wells for paint. And admittedly, it's a little boring to watch, so I made this video pretty short. But don't let it fool you, it took us an incredible amount of work between me and my dad. The amount of hours put into this was insane, and when you see the footage, you'll probably think we did not do this the best way, but I think you'll enjoy the end result. We're extremely happy with it. We haven't had time to do the engine bay yet, but the underside of the car is painted, so you'll see that end result at the end of this video. Yeah, this is definitely the hard way to do it, but we are getting there. Check it out. I got this whole back corner prepped. This top section here. Got the front piece cleaned up all in here. And I've gotten most of this original seam sealer off. We're gonna put new seam sealer on and do it a little bit cleaner. All in here, very clean. So this is the main corner I'm going to focus on next. There's still a lot of seam sealer in there and it still needs a decent amount of prep, so I'm going to get grinding on that next.
Dude, that thing looks crazy. It's gonna take almost nothing. You just swipe over this with sandpaper a little bit, and you're done.
Damn. It's freaking insane. At this point, there's still a day's worth of prep work to do the underside of the car before we can paint it. The following week, we get the car back up on the lift again, and unfortunately, the tunnel had started to rust a little bit, so I had to go back over it with a wire wheel, and then I could start sanding down the underside of the car with 180 grit sandpaper just to smooth everything out, because the wire wheel doesn't always leave the best surface. Also, some of the areas near the front of the car needed to be cleaned up because previously we had used those areas for the lift points. I also had to go over the entire tunnel with 80 grit sandpaper just because of the rust in the pitting to try to clean it up a little bit. And then I went over it with 180, and then I made sure to use some rust reformer just to completely stop the rust process and make sure that rust doesn't come through our nice paint later on. The next step of the process, and the last step, was just getting the floor and all the surfaces clean to prepare them for paint. I wiped everything down with denatured alcohol multiple times just to make sure that there was no dirt or grime left on the surface. The next day we got the car as high as we could off the ground using some wooden stands just to give ample space to spray the paint under the car. Started taping everything off. I wiped everything down a few more times just to make sure there was no dirt and the paint would adhere really good. My dad sprayed 2 coats of white epoxy primer, and here's how it looked after the first 2 coats. Then he cleaned out his gun and prepared for the final coat of gray, and here's how it turned out.